Welcome, everybody, to episode 34 of The ForbiddenCast. It's a good old Monday today, Monday the 30th of August, 2021. For me, today is actually kind of a special day. I mean, not really. It's just a regular day, but in my heart, it's a special day. And the reason for that is because today marks... Oh, goodness. Sorry, I was drinking a good old cream soda. It's been a while since I had one of those. Very good. Used to be my favorite soda. But now I like it just good old classic, just cola. I'm not too picky on which kind. Just cola flavor. Off topic. But no, 2 years ago today, I released my very, very first album, entitled Celestial Quest Beyond the Stars. Alright, well, I mean, the original version, whenever there was a typo in it, and I had to abort the album to re-upload it, was I actually missed the... what was it? I missed something. In Beyond, I think I missed the Y, so it was just Beyond. It was like BEOND. Beyond the Stars. Yeah, which is really, really annoying. But I mean, I got it up there. There was no typos after I aborted the first one and re-uploaded it. Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy to think about that. It's been already 2 years since I released that. Still never had the chance to play any of those songs live with a band or anything like that. Unfortunately, I mean, if I were to be off today, the day that this episode is being released, I mean, I think it would have been really cool if I did like a 2-year anniversary kind of like live stream and played through like the whole thing. I think that would have been really cool, but at the same time, I don't have any like live streaming stuff. I don't even know what I really need to be able to set something like that up. I mean, I guess I could have just done it on my phone, but then like the audio would have sounded like poop, and yeah, I think it would have been better if I maybe for like the 5-year anniversary or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no, it's I really love that album. Every time it comes on, I like all the songs on it. Like I'm very still to this day, like I'm still very proud of what I wrote on that album. Like both rhythmically, the drum parts are really cool. There's a lot of really cool bass parts that are kind of buried in there. Unfortunately, I didn't know how to mix super well whenever that album came out. I mean, I just kind of dialed in some tones and basically recorded everything through the same the same soundboard that I'm using to record this podcast right now, and then just straight into... Was it a laptop or did I have my computer? I think it was just my laptop at the time too. Jeez, I couldn't even imagine recording on that thing anymore. No, I don't think it was was it my laptop? No, it was. It definitely had to be my laptop. Wow. My shitty old HP laptop that like barely even runs anymore. I haven't turned it on forever. It's probably dead. But yeah, so wow, that's crazy to think about. All in Audacity, like the free recording audio software that you can download off of the internet. There's nothing wrong with using that at all, but yeah, it's been a massive upgrade switching to Studio One. Like even just in the exports of the songs, like there's a very slight difference in the sound quality. Like it sounds more, I don't know how to describe it, but like I find that like exporting something out of Audacity versus exporting something out on Studio One, like I find they sound slightly clearer on Studio One. It might be just my brain making shit up, but I think it's true. I think there is just a slighter better process that Studio One does over Audacity. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with Audacity at all. Like for a beginner, like I learned so much about recording and cutting stuff and punching in and stuff like that just on Audacity. So I mean, by all means, if you're looking into recording and studio engineering and stuff like that, like I mean, if and you don't know where to start and you don't feel like dropping a bunch of money for Studio One or any of the programs. I mean, Reaper's also another really great program too that you can download. I used Reaper a little bit. I wasn't a huge fan of Reaper just because I was so accustomed to Audacity. But then whenever I went into Studio One, like it just this DAW it just worked perfectly for exactly how I wanted to. Whereas like with Reaper, there was a lot of I don't know. I adapted to Studio One really, really quickly. Like I had to look up a few things, you know. I mean, there's still tons of stuff about Studio One that I have no idea how to use, or even probably know exist. But yeah, no, I really enjoy Studio One for sure. So I mean, yeah, if you are looking for a DAW or like if you are using Audacity or Reaper or something like that, and you want to, sorry for the voice crack there, but if you are looking to get something, I mean, by all means, look into whatever you want. There's Cubase, there's FL Studios, there's just tons. I mean, GarageBand is even good. Like if you have like a Mac, like whatever, if you can record something and add layers to it, that's all you need. I mean, people used to record on like 8 tracks, you know, like it was just, I don't even know how those worked. I think it was just literally like a microphone, you know, you had 8 tracks. I mean, that's why I was calling it 8-track, I think. And then you just recorded straight onto a cassette, you know, so it's like, yeah, like you really just got to do with what you can. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could imagine the first Metallica demo, No Life to Leather, was probably recorded on an 8-track or something similar to it. So I mean that demo is super famous. It sounds pretty okay for being a demo. The Megadeth's first demo was not as clean as the No Life to Leather, but I mean like still, I mean like tons of old bands. I mean the Exodus. Demo. I forget what it's called, but it has Whipping Queen and 2 other songs I can't really remember right now. But like really, really good songs on there that they don't even use anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, no, I'm pretty pumped on. What am I pumped on? Oh yeah, I'm pumped that it's been 2 years since I released my first album. Don't know how I went onto a whole tangent about DAWs, but anyways, yeah, no. So I mean, if you still haven't listened to Celestial Quest, Beyond the Stars, that my first ever released piece of music, by all means, please go check it out. It's on my channel. The entire album's on my channel. If you look up my name or even Celestial Quest Beyond the Stars on YouTube, I think even if you just write Celestial Quest, it should pop up. DistroKid actually makes like a topics. So I mean, like underneath my name, so Brandon Cambridge, there'll be a Brandon Cambridge topic kind of YouTube channel that will just have all my music that I release. Same thing with the Forbidden Messiah. Like Forbidden Messiah, I released all of the album on the actual page, and then DistroKid also, which DistroKid, for anybody who doesn't know, is the distributor that I am with. But yeah, so there you go. But yeah, but I would really appreciate if some of you guys went and gave it a listen. I think if you like guitar music and just instrumental, cool, space-themed stuff, like I think you'll enjoy that. And by all means, give it a crack and try to learn a few of the songs, because they're not that complicated. I mean, I know the mix is pretty muddy and not that great, but like if you can figure anything out, by all means, like I would love to see some people play my music. I don't know, it's always been kind of something. I mean, as a kid writing music and everything like that, like my biggest dreams or to always walk into a music store, like a record store, and finding like my CD or my vinyl inside of there with like whatever band that I'm with or whatever project I was doing or whatever, seeing that, and then also seeing like other people actually enjoying and playing my music as well. um so I mean, yeah, like I think that'd be super cool to see. Even that too, like, I mean, if some of you guys have Instagram or whatever like that, like, by all means, if you are learning one of my songs, tag me in it. I will. I mean, it might take me a couple of days to actually see it because I'm not on my music account or the Forbidden Cast account too much, but yeah, by all means, tag me in it, and I'll see it eventually, and I'll most likely like it. But yeah, so that'd mean a lot to me. It would really warm my heart. And yeah, just thinking about it right now is giving me a big old smile. I mean, even that, if you don't want to try to learn it or anything like that, that's totally cool. You don't need to. I mean, even if you don't even like it, if as long as you gave it a chance, that's good enough for me. Even if you don't want to give it a chance, that's okay. But yeah, no. So I mean, I think that's a healthy way that I can disperse my music, because um that's another thing too that I was thinking about recently. Well, it's something that I've been constantly kind of thinking since 2017. I have been recording music, like full albums or at least EPs, consistently. So like every single year since the summer of 2017, I've been recording full-length albums. That's crazy to think about. My very first thing that I ever recorded, my full-length album, was a 10-song album that was going to be underneath the name Disintegrators, um, inspired by the Megadeth song Disintegrators. And that was going to be a band that I was going to start up, that I was going to call the band. And then whenever I met the original members of Forbidden Messiah, uh, I just kind of scrapped that name because I thought it was a little too cheeky for those guys. Like, I was felt really self-conscious about suggesting that name. But then Mark, the bass player, the original bass player there, he suggested Forbidden Messiah, and that one really rung well with me, and yeah, and then it just stuck. So it's been that since then. So yeah, and I think it's a good name for how the band is. Um, so yeah, so that's super cool. But yeah, so I mean that very first thing, and I've also played a little bit of some of the songs on a earlier episode of the Forbidden Cast, and I showed the I showed the demo of the Disintegrators cover by Megadeth that I did, all just instrumental. Me playing all the instruments, so guitar, bass, drums, and then yeah, and actually got, because of the small little clip that I showed of that, even though it's a cover, the YouTube algorithm somehow picked up on the melody and actually, not a copyright strike, but a shoot, what is it? Um, a copyright. Shoot, I forget what it's called. But basically, what it is like, because I have a melody playing from a already famous song, um, and the band gets royalties if you listen to that episode of the podcast, that I'm talking about here. Maybe I can find it. My videos. Restrictions, copyright claim. That's what it is. Even the most recent In Flames cover that I uploaded there with Lucas, got a copyright claim on it as well, because we're playing an In Flames song. Funny enough, we don't have one on the Bjorn Gellert song. I think I'm pronouncing his last name right. But the New Beginnings one, that one there doesn't have one. Let's see. Is it Memory Lane? Yes, it is. I think it's Memory Lane. What episode is this? Episode 22. Is it this episode? Hold on. I really hope this doesn't play. Booey. I don't want to listen to myself talk. See details. There we go. I can just click on that. Yeah, it'll show me. The disintegrators. Yeah, exactly. For a 1 minute clip of me showing you, showing the like my listeners, not even a minute of the cover that I did for the disintegrators, I got a copyright claim. So yeah, so I mean, if ever you go back and listen to that, it'll be monetized. This video will be monetized in some places, but I won't be getting any of the money. Just whoever currently owns the song "The Disintegrators" by Megadeth will be getting any money, even though that it probably won't get any money. Because how many views does this episode have? Hold on, I want to see. 37 views. So I mean, I don't know how much like for monetization you actually get. I mean, I guess it depends on how frequently you upload and everything like that. But I mean, like I can imagine like it'd be like literally in the cents, like probably 2 cents, in a year is how much Megadeth would probably get for me playing a very short, small section of the cover that I did. But I mean, that's the thing, like, that's how people make money, because I mean, it's their song and everything. So, but that's the thing with me, like, I don't care if people like, as long as I still get credit for the song. Like, if someone goes through the entire process of learning my song, not just learning the guitar parts and the lead parts, not just the rhythms and the guitar parts, if they go through the extra length of learning the synth parts, the bass parts, and then programming drums to sound exactly the way I played it on, my Celestial Quest album, or even the way the Forbidden Messiah songs were written. Like, if someone's going to go through the entire process of re-recording all that themselves and still give credit and claim that it's a cover, by all means, if they can make some money from YouTube for doing that, all that money should go to them. As long as I get the songwriting credit, I don't care. It would be a different thing if they would release that piece of music on streaming services, because then it's just, it's still the whole process, but then it gets into like that territory where it's like, okay, well, yeah, I don't feel like it would be a fair 50-50 split, but like if I get like, a 20% or like a 15% of the earnings because it is my song, I feel like that's fair, not like a 50-50 split where it's like they get credit for covering the song and then I'm recording the song and everything like that, but then I get the credit for writing the song. I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's different. I mean, it would be a different thing if say for instance, someone hired me to be a session musician, which I mean, by all means, if anybody wants me to do session work, hit me up. Just don't scam me, please. But yeah, if you want someone to play guitar or drums or bass or even sing, if you enjoy the sound of my singing voice, by all means, shoot me a message, email me, and we'll discuss further. I am always looking for work with music because it's what I actually enjoy doing. But no, yeah, like if I were to do that, if I were to write something for someone and then also record it and everything like that, I'd hope I would get a lot more credit than, you know, than that. You know, like than having just a 20 or 15%. Like, because then that it gets into the territory of like I'm doing all the work. But again, too, it's like I don't know exactly how all the legal logistics go into songwriting and all that. It's really weird. But like, I personally think if someone goes through the entire process of re-recording, learning all of the instruments on a song, re-recording all of it with their off of their own time, filming it, and then editing it, putting that all together, mixing the song, edit the video, and then take all that time and effort to just be able to put it up on the internet to be like, hey, look, guys, I made this really cool cover of a Rush song or a Megadeth song or a Metallica song. I feel like the earnings made off of YouTube should be given to the person who made it. You know, I don't give a fuck if you wrote the song or not. Like, this person has put in so much time and effort into doing this because he loves it. Whereas, like, you get a copyright claim, then it's just kind of like a kick in the nuts. You know, that's how I feel, anyways. But I mean, who cares about my feelings, right? Anyways, it's already 22 minutes in. I ranted about, not really a rant, I guess, but like talking about copyright claims and shit. But what will be today's song of the week? You know what? Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be hard. It's just a classic one. Oh, geez. Because there's been a lot of stuff that I've been listening to lately. I've been trying to listen to Risk, Megadeth's 2004, or is this just, it's 2004 the remastered version? I swear this album was released in 1999, same year that I was born. Maybe not. I don't know. I've been trying to listen to it, and a lot of the songs are just really, really a miss for me. I'll Be There off of this album is absolutely phenomenal. I love that song and always will. But like a lot of the other songs are just really, it's a struggle to want to listen to. I don't know. It's not that they're bad songs. They're just kind of boring for being a Megadeth song. You know, like I'm used to the speed and the excitement with Megadeth, and not this kind of mid-tempo, singy. And even that, like Dave Mustaine can write amazing melodies. It's just like the melodies on this album are just very, very far-fetched, if you ask me. But no, okay. I think this is gonna have to be the classic one. I'm gonna recommend an album today. One of my all-time favorite albums. I have a lot of all-time favorite albums, but this is my all-time favorite Death album. So Death is what many people will recommend as the first death metal band. And I can see why. They're like, for anybody who doesn't know what death metal sounds like, it's the low growly. I mean, I just always tell people to picture Cannibal Corpse, because I feel like most people have heard Cannibal Corpse at one point. Just the entirely absurdity of it, of the insane Cookie Monster vocals, you know, the sort of thing, with the just insanely fast drums, insanely fast guitars, really low tunings and everything like that. But Death was one of the pioneers of that genre of music. The thing that I love about Death, like, I've listened to a few Cannibal Corpse songs, and I'll listen to that over, any of the more modern rappers. Personally, it's not really a jab at rappers. It's just I'm not a huge fan of modern rap. Unfortunately, for myself. I mean, if you enjoy it, by all means, keep enjoying it. That's that's what makes the world great. That we all do have our own opinions, and we all like different things. If we all like the same shit, then life would be extremely boring. Um, but yeah, I mean, just like rap for me, it's not for me. This album might not be for you at all, but Symbolic is the album. Released in 1995. This is a crazy good album, in my opinion. There is nine songs on this album. A few of them that I will point out right now is probably, maybe not, but I feel like might be the most popular Death song, most recognizable and popular song. I actually have a cover of it on my channel. If you want to go check it out after, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. But Crystal Mountain. It is such a good song. Just really good lyrics. I might have to pull those up just so I can read them to you guys. But really good, thoughtful lyrics. Amazing songwriting. Just super atmospheric, super melodic. It's just awesome. And Chuck's voice on this album sounds the most thrashy, kind of classic metal-ish, more than the very high-pitched, squealy death metal vocal or the super low, like Cookie Monster level of vocal. It's I feel like this album is very digestible for just a average kind of Metallica, Megadeth, you know, classic like thrash metal. I feel like this album feels more like a thrash album than a death metal album, if you ask me. Especially comparing this album to Death's final album. Jeez, what is that one called? I'm super horrible with names. I know I have it on here somewhere. Come on. Oh, yes. The Sound of Perseverance. Also, a fantastic album. But no, I like this one way more than Sound of Perseverance. But yeah, so let me read you the lyrics to Crystal Mountain, and then I'll continue with the other tunes there that I want you guys. Well, that I recommend you guys check out. Did I recommend this song already? I hope not. Is Crystal Mountain an actual place? Best settled ski resort. Oh, it's a ski resort. Oh no, it is an actual mountain. Oh wow, that's cool. I didn't know that. Neat. You learn something new every day. Death lyrics. Okay, here we go. Crystal Mountain off of Symbolic, released in 1995 by Death. Built from blind faith, passed down from self-induced fantasy. Turn a page to justify, conjuring power, it opens wide. On your seventh day, is that how it's done? Twisting your eyes to perceive all that you want. To assume from ignorance. Inflicting wounds with your cross-turned dagger. Inside Crystal Mountain, evil takes its form. Inside Crystal Mountain, commandments are reborn. All the traps are set to confine all who get in the way of the divine. In sight and of my sorry. In sight and in mind of the hypocrite, a slave to the curse, forever confined. Shatter the myth. Don't cut yourself. On your words against dreams made of steel. Stronger than any faith that inflicts pain and fear. Is that how it's done? Twisting your eyes to perceive all that you want. To assume from ignorance. Inflicting wounds with your cross-turned dagger. Inside Crystal Mountain, evil takes its form. Inside Crystal Mountain, commandments are reborn. Super cool song. It's super cool lyrics. I love it to pieces. Go give it a listen if you never heard it before. Funny enough, I've heard I heard um the way that I discovered this song was because there's a YouTuber who made a top 10 no a 10 no what was it it was metal songs without distortion, and he did like 10 metal songs without distortion. That's what it was. And he played one of the main riffs from Crystal Mountain. And I thought it just sounded so pretty and cool. I'm like, no way this is like a death metal band. Because I've heard of Death before, but I never really checked them out. Because I mean, like, there's only really one death metal band that I was listening to and still listen to, and that would be Death Clock, like from the Adult Swim show Metalocalypse. But so I was just kind of like, I don't know. So I remember checking out Death before, and I was just kind of like, meh. But then whenever I heard that riff, I'm like, oh, really? That's Death? Like, maybe I should check this song out. And I checked it out. I immediately fell in love. And then I checked out the whole album and fell in love with the whole album. And then I've been kind of hooked on Death since. It's kind of how it happens, just snowballs like that. But yeah, another really, really great song off of, I mean, honestly, all these songs are great, but another one of my favorites is Empty Words. I'm not going to read the lyrics for that one, but that's another really, really good one with meaningful lyrics as well. Without Judgment is a really cool one too, and really, really good way of looking at life, if you ask me. I mean, I feel like with the name Without Judgment, there's the next line usually, not usually, but the next line in the lyrics, because that's also the chorus of this song, is without judgment, what would we do? I forget what the rest of it is, but I'm not gonna look it up. You can check it out for yourself. But yeah, so go check out Symbolic. Go check out Crystal Mountain. Super cool songs. Rest in peace, Chuck. You absolute genius. He's unfortunately he lost his battle with cancer. I believe he had a brain tumor, unfortunately, and yeah, and then he unfortunately passed away with that. But he did definitely leave a crazy legacy, and he's his playing has definitely touched my guitar playing for sure, especially with my songwriting and everything like that too. I mean, I give a lot of credit to Brendan Small for that, but I mean, Chuck Schuldiner is also a very, especially on my songwriting, not so much as my vocals are lead playing, but I like to think that he does, but I mean, I'm nowhere near Chuck's level of lead playing. But yeah, songwriting, I would like to definitely give some credit to him that I do take some inspiration from. But anyways, everybody, that is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, as always. So yeah, there's tons of music that I recommended checking out today. Go celebrate Celestial Quest's first album by go taking a listen to that. And then on top of that, yeah, go check out Crystal Mountain. And then, yeah, if anybody else wants to recommend me songs to check out, by all means, I'm all ears. I love listening to new music constantly. I'm always looking. Doesn't have to be metal. Doesn't have to be rock. I mean, maybe not reggae. Not crazy on reggae. But who knows? I could be pleasantly surprised. There's tons of bands out there. There might be a cool reggae band that I would like. Maybe not. Probably not. But who knows? Anyways, everybody, I will see you in the next episode. Have yourself a great day.